So like money is money, right? But my question is, when is money not money? And if you're confused, me too. One thing they don't tell you about making YouTube videos is that there's actually nothing that isn't said about making YouTube videos. YouTubers are the whiniest group of people imaginable, so every conceivable negative of doing this as a job has been talked about ad nauseum, to death, forever, by everyone who does this. So there's really nothing to say. Thank you so much for watching. 10% off whatever my outro is. Bye. That's like my favorite gag that YouTubers do, is when they pretend to end their video early and then they go into their end screen. It's like so cartoonish. I find it very funny. But that's not actually what I'm doing today. What am I doing today? Girl, I don't know. It's been 100 years since I've uploaded. I just tried to film the beginning of a window shopping video about the store Revolve, and the clothes were too normal. Even the ones that weren't normal, they were ugly, but they weren't fun. It's like the difference between a movie that's bad, like Insidious, and a movie that's fun bad, like Rock of Ages. And it's not like I want to never do window shopping videos again. I'm really jumping into things here. Essentially, I'm just like rapping to you kids. I'm just like sitting down and talking to you because I'm dealing with like a rather severe creative block and have been for, as you can tell by my upload schedule, kind of a long time. I don't even know what I want to make videos about. I should pick something and just, pardon my French, but fucking do it. But as you can see, I haven't done that yet. I haven't figured that out exactly. I made a much sadder and more stressed out version of this video a couple of weeks ago because I was trying to force myself to put out a video before going on a camping trip with my friends, and I didn't, obviously. Like tormenting myself, trying to squeeze jokes out of myself, very blood from a stone, wringing my brain, wringing it out and getting nothing. Does this outfit need a necklace? I know I've asked you guys that question before, and I didn't quite like the answer. I thought everybody would be like, oh my god, Nisa, yeah, that blouse looks so cute with that necklace. You look like a sexy little pirate. And in fact, what actually happened was half the people were like, no, it's busy. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I mean, okay. No, it's like, I thought I could trust my own judgment, but I guess not. So that's why I'm asking you again, does this dress need a necklace? I've fallen into a variety of content niches on YouTube since now I'm basically just a consumer of YouTube videos as opposed to a producer of them. And one of the things I've been watching a lot of is these documentaries about YouTubers from like early YouTube, you know, like 2007, or the golden age, a 2011, 2012 vintage, you know, who were on top of the world and then accidentally let it slip that they were monstrous, terrible people, and then everyone found out and abandoned them. And I'm not gonna name any of the people in those videos. Far be it from me to rob those hardworking documentarians of their hard-earned views. But I'm sure if I bring up the idea of people who were once great and powerful and successful YouTubers who had some sort of career-shattering scandal, several examples come to mind. You know, you don't need me to like really like take your hand and walk you through it, feed it to you like applesauce. Like we're on the internet. We know what happens on the internet, right? And there's a lot that attracts viewers to these videos. For me, as a person who makes YouTube videos, there's sort of this like cautionary tale of what not to do with my audience and my success. I watch them and I'm sort of just a little afraid, like, oh my god, my views slip sometimes. People unsubscribe to my channel. Sometimes I get negative comments. What if I snap and start like, what's one of the various crimes these people have done? I don't want to get specific. I also don't want to get prophetic. There are some crimes that YouTubers have committed that I would never do, but I have an MBA, so there's an entire possibility that I might get into white collar crime at some point in my future if I get desperate enough. who knows? Perhaps the next great crypto scam will be Pisa coin. Nobody does crypto scams anymore. Do they? I kind of feel like we're dealing with the aftermath of a lot of crypto scams, but no one's like actively doing. That would be weird, like how putting out like NFTs right now would be weird. Or announcing a metaverse project right now would be weird. Like, we're past that particular level of stupid tech bro grift. Pick something else. Anyway, for me, I watch those videos and I get a little bit afraid. The horror in watching those videos, the macabre fascination with watching stories of people who do the same thing that I do and have, to parlay a phrase from the youth, a crashed out, is because the same thing could happen to me. Not the exact same thing. Not the exact same thing. Let me not put myself in the exact same camp as some of these people. But you know what I mean. We're on the internet. We know what happens on the internet, right? This is not about cancel culture. Don't worry. I went to Sarah Lawrence. I'm a card-carrying SJW. And I always will be. I have this flower because I feel like this outfit needed something. Does it need all of that? My God, this is so big. Don't clip that. But for people who just watched these YouTubers crash and burn live, for a lot of them, there's a different kind of attraction to these videos. It's almost like the same thing that attracts certain people to certain types of horror movies. Like for me, I'm a big fan of grief horror. Like some examples that come to mind are The Babadook or Lake Mungo is a great example. 2 Australian horror films. Grief horror being horror movies that deal with the human grieving process. Maybe you're seeing apparitions of someone who died. Maybe grief as a result of losing someone torments you so much that you become the horror in the story. I don't know, pick your poison, right? But as someone who's experienced really intense grief as a child, I love grief horror because it speaks to emotions that I know very intimately. So for this, I wonder if it's like nostalgia horror. I imagine it's eerie to watch a story unfold, a horror story specifically, that you, in a sense, were a part of. I have to like think up a fake YouTuber name to use as a placeholder. I keep thinking of one and it's a real YouTuber and I don't want to say his name. What name do a lot of YouTubers have? Greg? Let's pick a different name. Christopher. Let's do Chris. We'll do Chris. If you were watching Crisp Plays, that's his name. Chris Plays. The YouTuber Chris Plays. He had 5 million subscribers as a result of his Minecraft streams in the early 2010s. And he broke into like fun little other projects as well. He does not exist, but he exists for the purpose of this video. Do I look stupid? I think I look adorable, actually. Yeah, when I was 11, I always made sure to catch the latest Chris Plays stream. I would be so excited getting home from school, running straight to my family's computer room. I'm kind of conflating eras here. Kids who watched Minecraft YouTubers in 2011 might not have had family computer rooms. Maybe they did. I don't know. I'm a millennial. Probably they did. I hate when millennials are just like, you see this CD-ROM? Gen Z has no idea what that is. And it's like, girl, you're like 4 years away from being Gen Z. Do you think they just all spawned into existence in 2019? They were still people. Like, I know what a floppy disk is, despite having never actually physically needed to use one. Because I'm a very, very, very young 30-year-old person. Sometimes, as of late, I've been finding gray hairs that aren't on my head. And let me tell you something, I am not a fan of that. Although it doesn't torment me as much as I thought it would, finding gray hairs. I think probably because my mom went gray super early and my mom is the most beautiful woman in existence to me. So like having gray hair isn't really that much of an issue. Also, I'm so narcissistic that I think I am so beautiful that it doesn't matter what happens to me aging wise, I'm still going to be like so gorgeous. Like as far as face cards are concerned, I'm good. So anyway, back to Crisp and his channel. I keep calling him Crisp. Maybe that's like a fan nickname. Like his name is Christopher. Well, let's give him a full name. His name is gonna be Christopher Wallace. That's just Biggie Smalls. Yeah, his name is fully Christopher Wallace. Okay, different name. Williams. Christopher Williams is his name. But obviously, it's not what he goes by on his channel. He's Chris Plays. But people call him Crisp as a joke. Again, I want to reiterate, this man does not exist. Any similarities to persons living or dead is accidental and not intentional. And therefore, I cannot be sued. So yeah, Chris played Minecraft, Chris played Call of Duty, Chris played the Resident Evil remake. His fans absolutely loved it. He was one of the first gaming YouTubers to get into Undertale. Chris collaborated with other gaming YouTubers, and we never really got a ton of information about why Chris's relationships with other YouTubers ended, but we know that they did, and we know that they never talked again. And then one day, we all remember, it was a cold winter's day in 2017. The rumors came out about Chris, and it turned out the rumors were true. And then Chris made a really bad apology. His response was terrible. And then he started hemorrhaging followers. These documentarians love the word hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging followers, hemorrhaging sponsors, hemorrhaging support, hemorrhaging views. I love it. And now he barely gets like 20,000 views a post, and it's just like videos of him wandering around his house talking about having to sell his belongings and rambling about politics. It's so sad to watch. The downfall of Chris Plays, the shocking downfall of Chris Plays. Hold on, I'm gonna search downfall into YouTube and see how many titles I can just sub in Chris Plays with. How Chris Plays' career was ruined. Chris Plays, a failure's descent into madness. The eternal downfall of Chris Plays. I hope that is there a real YouTuber named Chris Plays? There totally is. There are 5 YouTubers with the username Chris Plays. Maybe I should think of something else. His name isn't Christopher, it's Christopher with a G. So it's Gris Plays, and people call him Grisp. I've changed it. Gris Plays, the YouTuber who lost everything. From success to duress, the story of Gris Plays. I remember back when I was a middle schooler, one of my favorite days of my entire life was coming home from school and getting onto the computer and logging onto YouTube and seeing that, opening my homepage and seeing that Gris Plays had played Five Nights at Freddy's 2. He didn't play Five Nights at Freddy's 1 because he didn't think I would like it, but after he saw how successful it had gotten, he was like, okay, let me get on this train. And he started playing Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and it was so scary. I had my first kiss with one of my friends while we were in my room with the lights off, watching Gris Plays play Slender the 8 Pages. It was gross. She was wearing so much lip gloss. Gris has always been there for me, you know what I mean? But I was there for Gris as well, as a subscriber. I was there for the good times and the bad. Like, I was there that dark day when those commies, those lib SJWs at YouTube demonetized his channel, all because he put up a little 1 hour long video of him going up to people in PlayStation VR chat and calling them the N-word 6 times in a row. So we can't make comedy anymore? But that's why I liked Gris. You know, he didn't buy into all the bullshit. He was just himself. A violent, angry person whose single emotional outlet was playing violent video games. And they tried to demonize him for that just because he was so mean to everybody all the time and hateful and abusive. Okay, this is America. If you're not hateful and abusive, how do you expect to get anywhere in life? I've spent a really long time on this bit. I've sort of just been writing fan fiction now in front of you. I've created an OC, which is, you know, something I have done before on my channel. I went through a period of time when I was like 24 where I got really into going on Target.com and buying cheap wigs. And I made this little series called Witchcraft and Wiggatry where I just improv'd in different wigs as different characters. And I wound up creating this character that I developed kind of a fondness for, who is a parody of the type of YouTuber that like Jake Paul was in 2018. Just like the flexing, hyper energetic, like, what's up nation, like, I'm screaming and you're 7. And I created this like whole lore for this YouTuber. I named him Chanthony Zachary, which was a portmanteau of 2 people who were on Team 10, which was Jake Paul's like content house. Their names were Chance and Anthony, so I created Chanthony.
You may be wondering, why is Chanthony Zachary vlogging from his house? It's cause your boy got grounded for being too much of a savage. It's actually cause I failed my geography test.
I loved being Chanthony. He was very fun to act as. I created a mother character for Chanthony Zachary.
Now I'm getting these emails from Chanthony's school talking about some girl Peyton Johnson's mad at him because he broke up with her in a vlog.
And I created a girlfriend for Chanthony Zachary. Her name was Peyton, and she had a typical like Karen style mother.
Sweetheart, who is Chanthony Zachary? Oh my god, he's my ex-boyfriend, Mom. You don't know anything about me.
Peyton Ray Elizabeth Marie Johnson III, you had a boyfriend and you didn't tell your own mother?
You wouldn't have allowed it.
Of course I wouldn't have allowed it, but you should still tell me these things.
It was this whole thing. I don't know why I've brought this. I guess just to that like this is something I do. I consume so much YouTube content that I can craft people who seem like they exist out of complete thin air. It's like I'm an AI generator, but this intelligence ain't artificial, baby. I take a lot of multivitamins. My brain is a supercar that runs on vitamin B12 and blue raspberry Celsius. This is supposed to be about burnout. I don't know if I'm burnt out though. I think I'm just going through something. I'm so glad that being a YouTuber is not my full-time job. I do wish it could be, and I do think it can be. I would have to be really brave every day, and that's hard. I'd have to be really confident. I'd have to be willing to do things that I don't normally do, like take sponsorships. That's something else I've noticed. I'm really bad with sponsorships. I'm not bad with them. That sounds like there's a legal situation going on. I'm very embarrassed at the concept of doing an ad read, which is not really fair to my fellow creators because YouTubers also do ad reads. It's how they pay their bills. It's how they're able to make YouTube their job. I know that, I'm aware of it. It's a very simple, fundamental fact of being an online creator is you have to make money, and doing sponsorships is one of the most accessible ways to do that as a creator. I don't want to sell people stuff though. I don't want to do it. And I feel like it's unwise for me to talk about this because I will eventually probably take another sponsorship. I've done one. It wasn't on YouTube, it was on TikTok. It was for HBO. Thanks for asking. I do love telling people that my one and only sponsorship was for HBO. It was to promo the 4th season of Succession. It was really stressful, actually. It was a difficult process. I had to use like particular TikTok filters that HBO had made to promo the season, and one of them was in its beta test form when I was asked about this. So I kept like sending the agency like drafts of my video and then being like, so this is so funny, but actually what we were looking for is less of a pause at the beginning. And I was like, hey girl, there's a pause at the beginning because the filter doesn't work. When it works, there won't be a pause. So I'm just telling you, you asked for a draft. Also, it's very embarrassing having to propose a video to people and have to include phrases that's like, it's just like me being silly. It's really embarrassing. And it's ironic that I'm using this experience to color my decision not to do sponsorships on my YouTube channel, which is not a decision I've like firmly made, but it's how I've approached making videos for the past however many years. Because doing sponsorships on YouTube is just like, guys, hello, it's fall time again. And that means that you want to eat dinner fast. Well, the best way to do that is Hello Plate. Hello Plate is somehow America's #1 meal delivery service, even though all of these are American #1 meal delivery service. I don't want to do it. It's fine. It's like, I don't have moral qualms with it, except for sometimes I'll be watching a YouTube video and it's about like some depraved horror story from, like I'll watch stories that are just like, the time that some guy on Reddit, I gotta Mad Libs this one out. I can't actually state some of the things I've watched YouTube videos about. But just imagine some guy on Reddit, or more likely some guy on 4chan, did something really gross with some sort of inanimate object, and posted evidence of it on the internet. That's what half of these stories are. And then the YouTuber will naturally at the beginning of the video be like, I just wanted to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Pussy Pops. I just want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of this video, Pineapple Bank. Pineapple Bank is your #1 destination if you are going into foreclosure and you need somebody to look at your debt for you. I just want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Incel Cola. Incel Cola is the #1 powdered energy supplement for your body. I just want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Fast Punch. Fast Punch is the #1 service for if you want to hire someone to come to your house and punch you in the stomach. All you have to do is put in your address and your location and whether or not you have insurance, and a stomach puncher in your insurance network will be at your house in 20 minutes. I just want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Orca Data Management. Are you worried that nobody is selling your data under the guise of providing you a service? Well, that's where Orca comes in. They will prevent other companies from selling your data because they will do it before them so fast that the other companies will not even get a chance. Use my code in the description to surrender control of your computer and phone over to Orca, and then they will also collaborate with stomach punchers and send someone to your house to punch you in the stomach. Let's get back to the video. And I'm just like, girl, this company wants to advertise on a video of you talking about somebody shabloinking it into an inanimate object? Really? Really? Hey, you know, far be it from me to tell these companies how to spend their money, but my God. And it's not like I would say no to a sponsorship that was something I like really believed in. Like, I use HBO all the time. I used it to watch every episode of the 4th season of Succession twice. I would watch it on Sunday nights when it aired, and then I would watch it the next day while crying. I guess you could say that I feel kind of jaded about the whole thing. Which, you know, if there's any career that's gonna if there's any side hustle that could lead to you feeling jaded about itself, making content for the internet that's it. That's like gonna be it. This is a terrible video to come across if you've never seen me before. I mean, it's not that terrible. I'm rocking a lot of cleavage, so like that's fine. Like that's great for people. But, you know, content-wise, maybe just watch this video on mute and like look at me. I'm very tan right now because it's the end of the summer and I've been doing a lot of stuff outside this summer. And my tans take a very long time to fade. I don't really know how long I've been filming. I should probably stop because a video that's whining for a little bit of time is really fun. A video that's whining for a lot of time is not so much fun.